Of course, we get to go inside that journey right now. Melanie is here to, I think, deliver what sounds like the most amazing family treat. It's one of her family favorites, and you would expect it gets kind of the MasterChef treatment. Indulgent, crispy churros with creamy ice cream, all sandwiched together and topped with a beautiful strawberry. I think we are in for a treat, and this is getting me feeling very creative because you could do a lot with this. But give me the background, Melanie. First of all, well done, and I'm sorry that you're out of the competition. I know it must be heartbreaking.
Yeah, it was terrible. But you know what? Life goes on, and I had that experience, and I'm very fortunate for that.
And sometimes that lights the fire in a different way. So all the best for what's about to come. So let's start that with the first step right here.
Okay.
So take us through this particular family favorite, because it looks like there are quite a few working parts.
Yeah, but the main part of it is the choux pastry that we make. So
for the churro.
For the churros. And so you add your, if everything is on.
Everything is on.
So you start with your water. Oh, that's nice and hot. And then you want to melt your butter in there.
What's the trick with the choux pastry? Is there something, because I know it often goes kind of one or two ways, unfortunately. So, it can be a little unforgiving at times.
Yes, it can be unforgiving, but that's the great thing about making churros for choux pastry, because it's very forgiving.
You see.
So when you make a eclair or a profiterole or a Paris Brest, you want to have your choux pastry perfect.
Just spot on, yeah.
But with the churros sandwich, or the churro part of it, you deep fry it. So I mean, like,
we disguise it a little bit.
Disguise it, and it's still got that flavor and everything.
For sure, and it's also a textural thing. I think it combines a lot of the things we love the most about a dessert.
Yeah.
There's a bit of crunch, there's a bit of soft, chewy toffiness in there. Yes. You've got the beautiful flavor profile, which is one of my favorites.
Yeah. Cinnamon and sugar is a huge South African flavor. At every bazaar, you have the pancake stand where you get your cinnamon sugar pancakes, your pannenkoek. So it's synonymous with South Africa.
I love it. Okay, so where are we in the process?
Okay, so now that that's come to a boil, I just want to, then you add your, so now we've got the butter melted in the water, and we've got some salt and sugar in there. And now we're just going to add our flour, and we're going to mix it up.
And start creating our dough.
Yes, and it's going to create a nice ball. And you want to kind of cook through the flour. So,
grab this.
Oh yeah, thank you very much.
It's just letting me know. And at least you do have someone who can help you in the kitchen.
Yes, thank you very much.
It must get awfully lonely in the MasterChef kitchen when it's all on you. Just how intense is that pressure?
It's quite intense. You know, you have to be 100% physically and mentally there on the day when it's your cook, and you can't slip up. And unfortunately, you know, I got the tough end of it, and I did slip up because the pressure just got too much. And it was our first pressure test, so the pressure was really on for all of us.
And it's designed like that. Unfortunately, it's meant to break you. That's the whole point.
Exactly.
But I think that's, you know, I've learned from live TV. That's where you learn. That's the only way that you progress and kind of get that.
Exactly.
So you are really working this dough here. It looks beautiful.
So there we've got our dough, and now we're going to just take it off the heat over here. See, just do it there.
There we go. Let's turn that guy off there.
Perfect. And we can, now we've got our hot cream.
Ooh.
So while the dough is going to cool off before we put the eggs in, we're going to just pour our cream over the
we're going to melt our
beautiful chocolate, and we're going to make a chocolate ganache.
Because one has to.
Yes.
Now, do you find that everything that you do you approach it with that kind of flair where you're like, oh, this is not restaurant quality, I'm going to, you know, so when you make like a cheese toastie at home, is it now like the most gourmet cheese toastie? Because surely this has opened your eyes to what you can do.
You know what? I love simple food.
You see.
At the end of the day, you have to cook from the heart, and the simplest food speaks to the heart, you know. So we're going to just leave that there for a little while.
Let that melt through.
Yes. And now when our dough is cooled down, we're going to start adding
Working in the egg. Okay, and
adding
obviously
in the eggs. Yes.
vital to let that cool down, otherwise you're going to be
Yes.
cooking your egg the second
Yes,
it gets
exactly.
in there.
So we've got, once we've done that, we've worked in our eggs and our vanilla. We must work it through and find that perfect consistency. Once we've got that, you're able to pipe it. So, you know, you'd like to use a star nozzle
For sure,
and then
I
a
see to
piping
get those
bag
lovely
and-
little ribs in there.
Exactly, and
I
then you
love
can
that.
work it on this, and then normally you would want to put them in the freezer for a little while
Okay.
before you fry them, because then they're nice and workable.
Oh, I see what you're saying. They retain
Yes.
their shape. Okay, that's
They
very
retain
clever.
their shape and you can actually take them off. But you can also just, if you have them in these little squares, just put them in with the paper and it'll come off quite easily.
Oh,
So that's not a
wow.
problem.
Okay, that's
If
quite
you don't
clever
want to
as well.
make this, you can literally just pipe it in your hot oil and cut it with a knife and you got your little churro sticks.
I was going to say, get creative. You can do
Yes.
whatever. I think.
You don't have to freeze that.
Just very quickly, we'll continue in the background as we go, but just talk us through the final steps here. How does it all
Okay,
come
so the final
together?
step. So once we fried them, they're going to eventually, I'm going to just put them in here.
I love the fact that you can make these quite bespoke and cute, you know, for an event. If you've got people coming over for dinner, it's something that's still relatively simple. It's something that people
Yes.
know, but you can elevate it quite easily
Yes.
with just a funky topping, a creative approach.
Yes.
That being said, like, I love the chocolate ganache, the ice cream sandwich, very clever idea. What other toppings do you think would go well with or kind of fillings with this kind of vibe, with a churro sandwich?
Literally everything. When we were talking about the bazaar just now, I was thinking, what about a lemon curd with it? And then you
Get
get that
out.
real, you know, bazaar pancake feel to it. That could be
for
nice.
sure.
You can dip it in different types of chocolate. You can use milk chocolate, dark chocolate, white chocolate, whichever one will
Just
work
buy
for
a
you.
chocolate
You just
fountain, make
use
1,000 of them and just sit there all
Exactly.
weekend. The
Exactly.
perfect, I have a feeling this is the perfect treat for the Olympics. But of course, we've got our own food Olympian, if we will. It might actually be a thing. But Melanie doing so well in MasterChef. And of course, sharing some of her favorites with us this morning. A churro ice cream sandwich, absolutely beautiful. You can find the full recipe on expressoshow.com. We'll bring you our final results in just a moment. I really want to eat this.
Only you can make